recording.
And I am now recording as well.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I have twin snakes.
So, how's everyone doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good.
I'm glad to hear that. I think we have a decent amount to talk about in today's episode.
Yeah, I have a
Do
list
we?
today.
Wow.
There's just one thing on my mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might have both on the list. I don't know what's on your list, and you don't know what's in my head. Oh, I am predictable.
You're either talking about something political or you're talking about Legends.
Legends.
Yeah, that is on my list.
I assume all four of us saw the 13-minute thing.
Yep.
Nate apparently didn't.
It's like, it was like I'll watch that later type of thing. Yeah.
Okay,
And
just so
then
you
you forgot.
just so you know, we always talk about this stuff on Foxfire, so watch it before Thursday night whenever stuff like that happens.
Good point.
It's funny enough, I wasn't going to watch it. When I saw it was 13 minutes long, like I knew, I was like, okay, another Pokemon trailer, big deal. 13-minute long gameplay trailer. I'm like, okay, let's see.
Yeah.
And I'm more than pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, like, that was actually a really good showcase of Legends mechanics. I'm not completely sure if I'll get it right away, partly because I'm having money weirdness this month, and also partly because I'm not good at this kind of game.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
kind of understandable.
It's going to be totally new for a lot of people. I
But,
think
like,
that's going to...
When it comes to having to react and aim and stuff, I'm not amazing at that, as evidenced by how I play Monster Hunter, where Whim or Zeo always has to carry me.
I'm just hoping that it's... You know how many people call Pokemon Baby's first RPG?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this is going to be Baby's first Monster Hunter.
No, Baby's first Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter Rise.
I just hope Pokemon walk.
probably.
I normally never would say this because I hate hand-holding. At least give us a little hand-holding for the first part of the game.
So there was a leak or something that turned out to be false that showed the game having modes, and I know that it was false, but also I want it to be real.
No, I
It was like
Legends mode.
it was like straight up normal versus hard modes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a filthy casual, so of course I would go for the normal mode.
Yeah, you get free stuff from the vendors if you chose that mode.
Yeah, but apparently it was confirmed as false, which sucks, but, it's not the game's fault.
Well, I will say, keep an eye out, and this goes for a warning for anybody watching. Leaks are going to start happening because this is confirmed with my own eyes right now. My GameStop has the copies in under lock and key.
Yeah, it is definitely leak season.
Yeah.
They're out. The games are out in the wild right now, and if my GameStop has them under lock and key.
Pre-orders have already shipped.
Exactly. Like if you ordered through Amazon, you might get it early.
If you order through Amazon, you will get it early because, Amazon doesn't take 2 fucking weeks to get something out to you when it's already been shipped.
Oh, it's 7 days.
Yeah.
That.
This has always been a thing with, Amazon pre-orders, I think. Where you definitely get them super early, or at least a few days early.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you do.
I mean, I got Smash Ultimate on the same day, and I pre-ordered that.
Yeah, but how early did they ship it?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because we're 2 weeks out from Legends release date, and I saw confirmation that Amazon started shipping them days ago.
I know brick and mortar stores have them already. I saw the box with my own eyes.
Yeah.
And it was I went to go pay off my pre-order for Arceus. And it was my friend who was behind the counter, and he was like, "Hey, you want to see something really cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What?" He gets the box, cuts it, and it's already cut open. He opens it, and it's like all of them there, and it's like, I wanted to say, "Hey, can you slide me this one early as well?" I might be able to get it a day early, depending on how my GameStop does things.
Didn't you get that with like
Sword I got for free very early.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was Generation 7 or Generation 8. No, wait, I found you when you were protesting the existence of Let's Go, so it was definitely Generation 8.
Mm-hmm. Still protest Let's Go, and I played it.
I am watching the trailer right now at 1.5 speed, so...
I don't mind Let's Go's existence. I just mind that they marketed it as a main series game when it's obviously not.
Oh. And that's that's a little thing I'm concerned about with Legends Arceus.
It was not marketed as the main series, so.
Oh, but I think the fans are treating it as it is.
I think that's just because it is like in that weird limbo that the Aura games are, where it has compatibility with the main series, but isn't itself a main series game.
Now, with all the features we saw in the let's wait for Nate to finish watching it before we go into
I mean, I'm 7.5 minutes in, so...
Okay, you might be already there. I kind of hope some of these features stay and get adopted by main series, like the moves, the attacking order thing.
No, that's very unlikely to stay in the main series because it's a different genre of game.
I'm just hoping main Pokemon becomes more like this, I'm saying.
I kind of doubt it. They tend to play their main series games safe.
That's why they gotten really, really stale.
Yeah.
Like the overworld stuff, like sneaking up on the Pokemon and studying them. I'm thrilled for that.
I
hope that stays.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing them adopt the Digimon story style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually really good.
So that Digimon story style, it's also like it's also what Final Fantasy technically uses. It's called ATB, Attack Timer Battle, I believe, is what that stands for.
Yep.
And yeah, I just love ATB systems because they're just so much more interesting than choosing your attack at the beginning, you know?
Well, like Legends is pseudo ATB. It's weird, but
yeah, I just got to it. It's not quite an ATB.
Yeah, it's not quite there, but it's really close.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say Digimon story style, I also just kind of mean the entire gimmick of Digimon story, where it's an actual JRPG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's my biggest wish for Pokemon. I want to play Pokemon as a JRPG and not a Pokemon game, you know?
Yeah. Something, Giga, you want to make another fan game?
Yeah.
No, honestly, I have an idea for a fan game that I kind of want to explore before we go into the whole Pokemon JRPG thing. And that's PMD, except it's Stardew.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay.
I could see that working. Less Stardew and more Rune Factory at that point.
Yeah, I guess. I only say Stardew because it's the only game of that genre that I have actual experience with.
True.
Because Stardew is just a Mineral Town remake.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be a farming Pokemon game?
Something like that, yeah.
That would be the gimmick, I believe.
I like that. Someone.
Yeah, it's something that would work.
Yeah,
will be romance of the Pokemon.
Yeah, I kind of want to experience or not experience, explore that idea before I go with any other Pokemon ideas, I guess.
That's a project I'd be following closely because that's unique as hell.
Like, we could even do it as
and
a game jam.
berry-based economy. Oh, that would be so much fun. I'd be like super deep in the economics of the game.
Well, no, because like, PMD has its economy, its Poke, but yeah.
Well, no,
like,
I mean that supply and demand.
Oh, okay.
Selling berries for money.
Okay,
using
yeah.
that money to buy seeds and stuff, or
Yeah.
maybe even cooking with the berries to do things. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's the type of I like. So I think that's my problem with a lot of the farming simulator games is I want to get really deep in the economy of the games.
Yeah,
But then they're always about the romance, and I'm like,
no, you definitely should play Stardew Valley, especially with a mod called Longevity, which, as I don't know how compatible Longevity is with all of my mods, which is why I don't use it, but, like, Longevity adds shit like taxes to Stardew, and it's a thing.
I would love that. I would
Yeah,
genuinely love that.
I figured you would love it, which is why I brought it up.
I make Pomac berry wine.
Sure.
I like that idea. That would be the most absolute unique Pokemon fan game ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could either do it as a full project, or we could start it as a game jam and then develop it into a full project.
Yeah.
Castle has its winter game jam going on, but I think it's a little bit late for us to get started on that.
No. But like, with Stardew Valley, it's like, the whole thing in the mines of doing that battle thing. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I want to be, I want to farm.
Well, I mean, the way that I play Stardew is I just wait to go into the mines until I have a bunch of bombs, and then I just breeze through the mines.
I play through the mines like Diablo.
I'm not sure what that means.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Play Diablo. That's what that means. Play Diablo. Everyone loves Diablo.
I don't think I'd be good at it.
I don't
it's
like it.
I probably wouldn't. Well, she likes the fantasy stuff.
A genre of
she would
storytelling.
like the story.
A genre of storytelling isn't what sells a game for me.
You could be a druid and transform into a werewolf or a werebear.
Okay.
It's the one thing I know that.
I don't like Diablo 2. I just can't get into it, right? I don't like the way the gameplay does its thing. And I did like Diablo 3. It was fine. But I think my favorite hack and slash game is Champions of Norath for the PlayStation 2.
I've never played that one.
It's like, it's basically Diablo, but
okay.
I just like it so much better than all, I've only played 2 and 3. Well, kind of 2. But it's so much better than either of the Diablo games I've played.
I grew up on Diablo, the entire series, 1, 2, and 3. And 3 is definitely faster paced, more action oriented.
Yeah,
the flashy colors.
Yeah, for me, it's more like I want to just press a button and it does something. And that's just something that Diablo 2 doesn't do.
Diablo 2, you got to min-max a lot.
I mean, it's not just about min-maxing. You have to switch the skills before you use them, and you can only have one skill equipped at once. And it's like,
well, that's why I really love Resurrected. Resurrected fixed that, especially on console. It plays like Diablo 3 on console. And if you like the one button play style, play Necromancer and just summon an army of skeletons.
Well, no, I mean, I know that there is some skill switching even in Diablo 3, but like you can have what 4 or 5 skills equipped in Diablo 3, and I think that's a good amount.
6.
Is it
Yeah,
6?
it's a loadout. It's the whole loadout with the set armor.
Well, yeah, but I mean, buttons to use for
Yeah,
skills,
just 6.
right?
6, and most of the time
Yeah.
you just keep some held down
think-
that to constantly trigger the effects.
Yeah, the numpad trick.
It can be done on console if you know how.
But I actually think 6 might be 1 or 2 too many. I think 4 is a better number.
Just counting the numbers, the buttons on the controller that I know I use for Diablo 3. A, B, X, Y, right bumper, and trigger. And that's it. Then I think another other bumper for the health potion.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that 4 or 5 is a better number. I think 6 just is a little bit too many.
I just don't like every class has to have a mobility skill. Some classes need to be slow and tanky.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs to port around an arena like the sorceress.
It is adorable hearing you two talk about something I know nothing about.
Oh, I mean, the funny thing is, despite there are other game genres I have weirdly strong opinions about, despite not really playing them much. Like,
Your opinion
I
on
have
real-time strategy?
A little bit. Like, I've played some Age of Empires. That's really the only RTS I have experience with, I think.
Same.
God, I think I've played every Age of, not just Age of Empires, but RTS from the 90s. Grew up, when I say I grew up on Red Alert and Diablo, that's not a joke. Those were my first 2 computer games.
I have an RTS that I got just because it advertised dragons, and I played it for about 20 minutes and realized I'm not good at it.
It's the game.
Divinity Dragon Commander.
Never heard of it.
Let's hear. I've tried to play one of the Total War games.
I've never gotten into those kind of time strategy games, like where you have to control such an immense scale kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it was Total War Total War Shogun.
Yeah,
Those are such critically acclaimed games. I just could never get into the Total War series.
Yeah.
My way of playing an RTS is to make a custom map in AoE, and trap the opponent who is my ally, so that they can't build a wonder, and then just sandbox.
But I have weirdly strong opinions about fighting games, and it's like I like playing them. I even get really into them when I do play them, but I only play them with friends. I don't.
I mean, the genre is kind of meant to be played couchside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really gotten into fighting games, mostly because I'm not good at them.
Yeah. I mean,
Smash, I was decent at.
But I have this opinion where I think that 4 buttons in a fighting game is the maximum amount and the ideal amount, which means I hate Street Fighter.
You have a whole panel of buttons.
Well, Street Fighter is 6 buttons. Yeah.
Damn, that is a lot.
Yeah.
I remember playing Street Fighter at a skating rink. All the time. They had Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And the lines for those games were always out the window.
But yeah, and a lot of people will say that 6 buttons is so much better than 4 buttons because you have so many options to choose from. That's the problem.
This is why I never liked fighting games. Always especially take Mortal Kombat for example. I think that was 4 buttons.
Oh. Yeah, but
you had to do so many inputs just to do one attack.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. I don't like the Tekken / Soul Calibur / Mortal Kombat. method.
I hate that.
Yeah, I like motion commands, but not press random buttons in a specific order.
Right. And it's not like they're like little like A, B, left strike. It's like 26 button presses to do one attack.
And like there's barely a pattern to them. You just kind of have to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing with that method though, is it rewards mashing buttons, right? That's the point. You learn one or two of the inputs and then just mash otherwise. That's the point.
Exactly.
But like SNK fighting games, I love SNK fighting games. Particularly Garo, but KOF is fun. Others I've played are fun too, but yeah, SNK is my favorite developer of fighting games.
My experience with fighting games is going to a local restaurant that was next to the motel that we were in like the early 2000s, which had a second floor in the restaurant, mind you, where it was just like a gaming lounge, and we played Smash. And I'm like realizing as an adult that this is a very weird thing to just have in a restaurant.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I just think I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but it that's cool, but it was weird.
I mean, where I live, well, I don't know if it's still there. It used to be. We used to have a gaming cafe.
Hmm.
It was like just a giant LAN party kind of thing.
It was like this diner type place. I don't remember if it was a specific theme other than just diner. It might have been a Mexican diner. I'm not sure. I was like 7, but
I lived in a small enough town where if people played video games, they'd play like either Halo or Call of Duty, and that's it.
I played my fair share of Halo and Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, but like, like they wouldn't even like have played Pokemon because that's so childish.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the main demographic now is our age.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we grew up with it.
Exactly. That's why a bunch of little kids are screaming the N-word over Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like that meme that you sometimes see where like target audience versus actual player base.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone knows the meme that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
that tea went right to my bladder, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. But no, I'm very excited for Legends.
Yeah.
I haven't felt this much hype for a Pokemon game since Sun and Moon.
Yeah, like I can definitely understand the Sun and Moon hype, but like that was mostly because of Loxin. Because Loxin had that whole Sun and Moon is the end of Pokemon theory that was really just fun to get into.
I never watched him then.
Yeah.
It was just like a zeitgeist around Sun and Moon because Pokemon Go was a thing and Pokemon had its resurgence in the world.
Yeah,
and
so like
Sun and Moon.
The main thing with Sun and Moon is that there was a lot of attention to lore, I want to say. And
that was the most like story heavy Pokemon game we've had in a long time.
Yeah, but even like in the pre-release, because there were all these hints about the starters are gonna be important to the story. Rockruff has a secret and it's basically a 4th starter, even though that was a mistranslation.
They did good world building
I'm back.
with the lead up.
Welcome back. We're talking about Sun and Moon now.
Just how they did great world building with the lead up to the release. Like when they showed the concept arts and like the art like that, like you had the fire trucks with the Blastoids in it.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was in the pre-release art, and it was phenomenal art. Had nothing to do with it, had nothing in the game, but it built the world.
Ah.
I wish Pokemon in general did more stuff like that. And you see it in that one. What's that series that's being put on YouTube? I forget the name of it.
Solutions?
I think so, yeah. But like you just see Pokemon doing things everywhere in society, and it's like that is so cool.
Exactly. It's like they're more than just the replacement for animals in the Pokemon reality.
Yeah.
They exist part of society.
Like I specifically only watched the episode with the Kimono Girls. And it had Pokemon just doing all the special effects for the play. And it's like,
God.
that is so cool.
As great as that whole thing was, I'm convinced my favorite part was just that Totodile.
Yeah.
And it makes you think. It's like if Pokemon were a real thing, like if we lived in the Pokemon world, we would use them for things like that.
Yeah.
Hate to interrupt, but I finished a commission.
Nice.
Ooh.
It is in general.
Oh, I like it.
Nice.
Someone's dog is a Lycanroc.
I like the coloration of it.
God damn it, Jared.
Yeah, I just saw that. One of these days we should bring Terrific into Foxfire, but that would require us doing that either in the dev or not the dev server, the public server, which that would be prone to interruption, or just like make a group call or something.
Yeah, I think just a DM group would work best.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We should just like make a Foxfire server at some point.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be best.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have to interrupt like Zedge and stuff.
Yeah.
Just random shit.
Like it wouldn't even have to have much. Probably even just a text channel and a voice channel, and that's it. You know.
Right.
Yeah. I'll look into it for next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should before we continue on to whatever next subject or continue talking about Legends, should we talk about what the hell happened in the after party shit part of that?
Yes.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Sugar daddy shit?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the reason why I want to start a Rumble and just keep on recording afterwards, because what happened afterwards was it was too spicy for YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And it was the most funniest shit on earth.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kayla, tell how it started. Tell your friend tweeted it.
So a mutual of mine on Twitter retweeted a tweet from someone who had attached a screenshot where they said, "Need a sugar daddy for real?" or something along those lines. And like there were 4 or 5 instant replies from obvious bots, and the caption for the image was just, "It's that easy." And I just mentioned it to these guys in the after party for Foxfire, and Phoenix decided to give it a try.
Boy, did it work! But yes, it did work. But that doesn't end the fun we had.
The fact that it worked is like the least interesting part of this.
Oh, yeah, no, that's like, oh, it worked. Okay, it gets better. It's like not only did I get hit with 4 replies on one and 3 replies on another, making fun of the other tweet.
Yeah.
These people here, along with Wim, she came in afterwards. We decided that, hey, they talked me into DMing one of them.
Two of them, actually.
Two of them after, yeah. I had two of them, talking to two of them. And it was just the most absurd and surreal night I've had in a long time. And it was pure comedy gold.
Yeah.
The fact that you got really close actually getting paid by at least one of them.
I know. It's like I was about to get what cryptocurrency was it?
Ethereum.
Ethereum coin. I was going to get 2 Ethereum coins from one guy, and the other one was promising $3,500.
No, those were both the same person because Ethereum is about $3,000 or something.
Right, what was Sugar Mom? Sugar Mama was promising something.
Okay, I think it was something like an immediate payment of 1,000 and then like an allowance of 100 every week or something.
Right, 500 every week.
Something like that, yeah.
And it boiled into a loop of them demanding, because it got to the point where it was almost like demanding, I make these crypto accounts so they can send me the money, and it was just a constant loop. So I don't know if it was bots all the time, but I think it ended up get into a bot chain, and they blocked me afterwards.
Yeah, like what probably happened was the actual people were talking to you for a bit, and then a bot was used to just give you the instructions, and the bot got into a loop with you. They came back and saw that and decided to just shut it down because you were like taking up processing power or something.
Right. And it was just I was some absurd thing. Like I was asking for NFTs at one point in time.
It's like one of the first things.
Yeah,
like that was hey, can you pay me an NFT?
Norton, you asked, do you pay in NFTs? And I feel like that was misconstrued as, are you going to give me NFTs instead of actual money?
That would have been funny. Yeah, here's a picture. Oh, God.
It was the weirdest after party we've ever had.
Yeah. Then we ended up getting in a loop with these people, and these furries do not exist.
Yeah.
That lasted almost 4 in the morning.
Like, also in the after party, we went to thispersondoesnotexist.com and these personas do, or this persona does not exist.com or whatever it was. And eventually we just kind of got into a thing where we were just looking for ripoffs of my persona.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some really close ones that I'm going to bring up on screen for myself right now.
And there was some complete abominations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course there were,
AI generated shit, yeah. Oh, but yeah, so one of these days, like I will look into it, like starting up a Rumble account, and just like letting us go off. Like, and once the camera stops rolling here, we go off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like stuff that would get us like
banned and blacklisted.
Yeah. Like stuff that I don't want people in certain social spheres to know about. But like actually saying which social sphere that is like damning in and of itself, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, definitely I'll look into studying up Rumble so we can have that. That was golden what we had going that night.
That was fucking wild.
Yes. Like that was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys miss a lot. I think it was you, Kayleigh, who said all the best stuff happens after we finish recording.
Because we don't have to filter ourselves.
Oh, we don't. Like this is what YouTube does. It's like we're forced to act a certain way, or else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of social media forcing you to act a certain way. You might have seen on my Twitter the last few days that I quote tweeted something out of spite.
Ooh, I gotta go see. Like, I remember you tweeting a lot more than you normally do.
Because like I just stumbled across some tweet about COVID and the vaccines and yada yada, that whole kind of thing, and Twitter actively prevented me from liking, retweeting, or commenting on it.
Oh, right, I know what you're talking about. I saw that.
So I quote tweeted it with a screenshot of Twitter preventing me from interacting with it otherwise, and saying I would not be interacting with this post at all if Twitter wasn't doing this.
Exactly. Like they're bringing attention to. Well, if I can find it, I remember who it was. Oh fuck. Did it get deleted or something because it's not here anymore?
Hmm? What are we talking about?
The tweet you retweeted.
No, it's probably still there.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
I found it.
Yeah, it's probably buried under my usual day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, it was 3 days ago. I thought it was like only the other day.
Nah.
I mean, it's like YouTube's, and the thing is, what the dude said. I won't go into full details on what the dude said. It's talking about the VAERS system, which is something that existed long before COVID.
Yeah.
It's basically like these certain vaccines are having these adverse reactions. It's how you know some people are allergic to the polio vaccine or the mumps vaccine or the vaccines that I'm not going to finish that.
Or if like you're allergic to eggs, then you're probably allergic to these vaccines.
Exactly. Like the VAERS system is an extremely important thing. And in recent months, it has spiked millions of adverse reactions for certain things. Well, actually, I should say 3 certain things. Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna.
A little bit more subtle there, Phoenix.
Yeah. I'm just naming off companies I don't have stock in. I would never put stock in these companies. But, yeah, and if you mention it on Twitter or something like that, you get the kibosh so hard.
Yep.
And now we got the President of the United States begging Big Tech to do this more.
Yep. I think we've said this before, but I miss Jack.
Never thought I'd miss that Rasputin fucker.
Like, at least with Jack, we knew what was going on. With this new guy, like, pretty much anything is on the table. It's the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially, he's already come out as anti-free speech.
Yep.
So, if I can find a good alternative to Twitter, I'm jumping ship.
Do not go to Getter, because...
Oh, God, no. I was against that from the beginning. People were raving about this. Are you stupid? You know who owns this?
I didn't until fairly recently, but also, like, I was seeing people praising it, and then they started banning people for saying things on Twitter.
Yeah. No, it's run by China.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a Chinese-run social media site that is trying to lure in all right-leaning people, it seems. But only the right-leaning people they want.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Fur Affinity Purge, where there were a bunch of right-wing people on FA getting banned, and I don't mean it in the same way as like the Twitter right-wing purges. I mean that it was a bannable offense in their rules to be right-wing.
Oh, that's psychotic.
Yeah. Which is why I switched to Ink Bunny.
I mean, at least on Twitter, if you're right-leaning or right-wing or conservative in any way, you're just blacklisted.
Yeah. And, like, I bring it up because there was this whole thing where a mutual of mine on Ink Bunny, I think, got banned from Fur Affinity for something that he said on either Telegram or Twitter. I don't remember which one.
See, that's something that's always pissed me off. That sites that do that. It's
yeah.
It's funny enough. This is going to tie into it, but the school I used to go to, I went to a private school. If I did something like on the weekends, and I could get detention for it in school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tried to do that once. My mom went to the diocese.
I don't
it's
know
a parochial, the church. Went to the bishop, and it was either you back off or we sue. Backed off.
Yeah, like I don't believe in punishing someone for stuff they did outside of your jurisdiction, regardless of what they're punishing for.
Exactly. It's like
I mean, one thing with that though is like I went to, I took karate for a lot of my childhood.
Yeah.
And if they found out that you used what you learned in karate to attack somebody, you would be banned. You weren't welcome to take lessons anymore. And that's fair because they're teaching you a skill, and if you use that skill for something other than protecting yourself, then you don't deserve to have that skill.
I was about to say, like, the only exception to this personal rule of mine is when you're actually being a danger to people.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you're a danger to someone, that kind of like puts you in the eyes of the law. Yeah. It's like if the law is getting involved, that's one thing. But if I happen to get into a fight on the weekend, and I win that fight, I don't need to get suspended for that.
Right. And and it, especially if the fight wasn't, like if you weren't banned from something that taught you how to fight,
Exactly. Well, I never took karate. I was
yeah.
I learned on the streets on how to defend myself.
Yeah.
I say that like it's an actual thing. My dad taught me how to defend myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took Taekwondo for a while as a kid, and then just stopped because the instructor was a religious nut who kept trying to convert us.
Oh, that's always
so
fun.
that was a thing.
Jesus.
Well, my dad was military, so he just taught me the shit he learned when he was in the army. It was a terrible thing to teach someone so young.
Yeah. One thing that was actually creepy when so the first instructor I ever had in karate actually ended up getting arrested for pedophilia.
Oh, jeez.
Probably a good 5 or 10 years after I'd already, stopped with that entire school. But yeah, it was like, oh,
that just reminds me. A lot of my mutuals and follows have been on a rampage this week because USA Today apparently published this article trying to destigmatize pedophilia, and just looking at the title of the article and the few excerpts that I saw from it, it didn't really read as trying to normalize it, but rather as a fairly tone-deaf way of trying to explain the nuance that's involved in pedophilia and how the people who suffer from it, if we're calling it that, don't feel like that by choice, which I actually agree with, but like I didn't see the actual article, so I can't give a real opinion on its content. I'm just thinking like I see a bunch of the people that I follow and a bunch of my mutuals going like, this is terrible that USA Today is doing this, and I'm just sitting here thinking it's not wrong to destigmatize it so that the people can actually seek help without getting stoned.
Yeah.
My question is, who in USA Today's staff is going to be outed as a pedophile now?
Yeah, that's going to be...
What are they covering for?
Yeah.
Journalism doesn't do things out of the goodness of their own heart. They're covering for some shit.
Well, I mean, I think there's this whole thing with leftists that, like, something pedophilia related. I don't know much about that because I don't pay attention to that area of my mutuals.
Well, most pedophiles, I think I would safe to say every pedophile there is probably a leftist.
No.
Possibly, I said.
No.
No.
Didn't think so?
No, because, like I said, the people who feel that way don't feel that way by choice. And, like, I know that it's just a pot shot at leftists, but it's not really fair to the pedophiles to just lump them all in with that.
That was good.
That was a long-winded joke for that punchline.
I applaud that. I did not know where you were going with that. Well, I was just going to say, since they call everyone on the right Nazis, I'm going to just start calling everyone on the left pedophiles.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was a long-winded punchline.
That was good. That was the slow burn joke of the century. That was good.
It doesn't mean that I'm wrong, though, because,
No,
like,
not wrong.
yeah, I do feel like those people need to get the help that they deserve.
Yeah.
Without fear of being burned at the stake by an angry mob.
I do think they should be monitored because
9
times out of 10, a pedophile will act on it if they get the chance.
Yeah.
Usually only if they consider themselves minor attracted people.
But those people disgust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Twitter allows.
okay, so I won't say that all pedophiles are leftists, but I will say that all maps are leftists.
Okay, I was just about to say something, and it would have gone very dark, so I'm not going to say it.
Save it for the after party.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's a thought that I never will. It's a thought that keeps sticks into my head. It's my view on maps in general.
Okay.
I don't like them. I don't like Twitter. I don't like Twitter people.
I hate social media.
So do I. That's why I think I'm going to close this episode when it comes time with that one tweet I recently sent out.
Okay.
Because sometimes I say some profound shit, and I'm like, where did that come from?
I think I accidentally liked that on 2 accounts because it came up on my phone notifications for Five-Tailed Art, and I assumed that it was on my main account, so I hit the like button, and then I got onto my main account and liked it again because I didn't like it on my main account, and then I just never removed the like on my art account.
No, you liked it twice. It was so good, you had to like it twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't use Twitter as social media. I use it to like follow art accounts. And
that's what I do on my personal Twitter.
Yeah. Like official like video game company accounts and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my my private Twitter. YouTube, Twitter, I use to promote YouTube and stuff like that.
I don't participate in discussions, and I think that's fine.
There's been more than one instance where I just kind of like took a hiatus from Twitter because I am mutuals with a bunch of political people, most of which are in alt-furry for some reason. Sometimes I just remember that, and it doesn't cause me to question my life decisions or anything. It's just something that my brain reminds me of, that I'm mutuals with a bunch of alt-furry and furry raiders. And I think
I saw you tweet that.
Yeah, I'm mutuals with fucking Foxler, and that's probably not a huge deal to you guys because you probably don't know who that is. But that's like really
considering
there
what the
a
name
big
sounds
drama
like.
with him?
Yeah.
Like okay. I think I remember the drama happening, not what the drama was, but that there was.
And like I hesitate to say that we're friends, but like we're on friendly terms because I'm pretty sure he recognizes at least my username by now, and obviously I recognize his because it's fucking Foxler. So like we're on friendly terms insofar as we recognize each other. Yeah, like there's a lot of drama around him, and I have not been personal witness to it, so I don't have an opinion on it.
I assume his name is a portmanteau of Hitler and
No.
Fox.
That's actually like a really common misconception. The lure is from his actual name.
Oh.
I don't know what that name is, but I know that, or rather, I don't remember what the name is because I definitely saw it at one point. Oh, I'm just gonna go look up Foxler.
Is it bad that the first thing I thought of was, that doesn't disprove that? Like, I just couldn't help but think that.
Funny.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking at Foxer's Twitter right now so I can actually see what's going on here. Let's see. Guys, go ahead and pick up the conversation thread while I look at this.
I mean,
so either of you pay attention to the news, or do you like not poke your nose into that stuff?
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, like I just don't really have a way to. I mean, I have ways to, but like it would take more effort to do it than not.
Okay, so, and then I'm sure you don't know about this story. Are you all familiar with the Ronald McDonald houses?
Yeah, I mean, I know what they
keep
are.
seeing memes about this, and I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, story time. Now, this is in Canada, but the Ronald McDonald House, this is a thing all Ronald McDonald houses are doing now. But this main story is from Canada. Our glorious totalitarian neighbors to the north. This family's being evicted from Ronald McDonald house because they changed their policy. If you're not vaccinated, they're kicking you out. The parents are vaccinated, from what I've noticed, or I think, I could be wrong on that one. Child isn't vaccinated. I know that for a fact. And the child can't be vaccinated because he has leukemia.
Yeah. I saw a meme about this.
And they're kicking him out of the place where he lives to get the treatment for the leukemia because he can't get the vaccine because he has leukemia.
Yeah. That's
what the hell.
Also,
I hope that.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I found the thing for Foxler. His last name is Miller.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm pretty sure that he chose Foxler as a name as a sort of half pun, so he could claim that it is just part of his name, which is honestly something that I probably would have done. Anyway, keep going.
One of these days, I'm just gonna make a new account just to troll on. But I hope this family, if they have the Shriners or St. Jude's in Canada, I really, really hope one of those two take them in, because what Ronald McDonald House is doing is disgusting and wrong on so many levels. It's like, there actually are cases where people can't get the vaccine, and a little 4-year-old who has leukemia is a good fucking reason why you can't get a vaccine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now they're going to start taxing people if they don't get vaccinated.
Yeah, that's a thing that's happening in Canada, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And Australia and Germany.
No, wait, it was Germany that I saw, not Canada. Okay.
At Germany, I think it's $5,000 tax increase. Canada didn't say how much they're going to do. France, I think it's a $5 one day, 10, then 20, 40, etc. I pity if they start doing that here, because last time the people were taxed a certain way. Shit, he was thrown in a harbor. I don't want to see good tea go to waste.
Throw fucking Biden in the harbor.
Are you all familiar with what a sovereign citizen is?
The Biden Tea Party.
Biden Tea Party. Except all I can picture is Biden sniffing little girls at a tea party. Don't like what I'm saying, friends? Don't click. You can click off the video. It's obvious I'm right leaning.
Yep. That can get you banned on profanity.
Oh no.
The website that you're definitely not signed up on.
Exactly.
Oh no.
That's like, I kind of hope now they do just like proactively ban me. It's like ban this person. I don't even have an account with them. I'm not even technically a furry. It's like, ban this person. He's right wing.
Yeah, like
technically I'm a centrist, but that's
same, but I'm on the alt-furry block list, so that's a thing.
See, I am a centrist, but the more and more shit I see every single day, I get pushed further and further right.
Clearly, you just need to become a furry. We are a very welcoming community if you follow our politics.
I would best describe my political views as don't be a jerk.
Yeah, basically.
That, like, other than that, I'm just,
Are you all familiar how the Democrats want to get rid of the filibuster?
No.
What are we talking? What the fuck is filibuster?
Okay, there's a thing in the Senate called the filibuster. In order to pass something, you need to have 60 votes out of the 100.
Okay.
And they want to ban it because the Republicans are taking advantage. They're using it to their advantage. And
yeah, they also want to get rid of the Electoral College. So, like...
Oh, hold on. This gets better.
Oh, boy.
You use the filibuster today to block something. So they want to get rid of it, but yet they're using it still?
It's that whole thing with, like, capitalism sucks, but you use capitalist products. Like, we have to, and no, you don't.
That's why every time I see one of these LARPing commies saying down with the capitalists, down with the government, yada yada yada, and they're tweeting from a fucking iPhone.
Yeah, and like my favorite part about the LARPing communists is because they think they want communism so much, but they don't realize that like the kind of people that get thrown into fucking gulags are the exact people that they are.
Exactly. All I can say about them is Baba Red Sheep, have you any wool? No sir, no sir.
Something woololo.
Tie it back to Pokemon.
What? No, I said woololo.
I interpreted. Yeah.
Oh,
that's an Age of Empires joke.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, woololo.
Yeah.
Okay. Priests, the converters.
Yeah. But would they technically be the red sheep or the blue sheep? Because they are leftists.
I don't know. I always played purple.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if you are able to convert these far leftist crackheads until seeing your way. Are they just a sleeper cell for the far left?
No, that's called being red-pilled.
Oh, see, I've been black-pilled.
Yeah, I know.
You get pushed so far right, you eventually become black-pilled.
You what?
Get pushed so far right, you eventually become black-pilled.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked. The world is ending. just watch it all burn.
Nihilism is fun.
It's depressing too.
Yeah, but it's fun.
You see, I'm a fan of the positive nihilism.
Yeah. Like, that's how you stay sane, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been sane for a long time.
Positive nihilism is basically just, nothing matters, so just enjoy yourself anyway.
I literally saw a meme about this earlier on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it.
I've just seen so much crazy stuff in these last 2 years. Gone through so much crazy shit in this last year. It's just like it breaks you down to the point. It's like I'm not giving up. But if I see someone running towards a gas station with a torch, I'm not going to try and stop them.
Yeah, so I don't know where I'm going with that thought, but it's something that I can't put into words.
We have kind of lost track.
Yeah.
We've derailed this entire thing.
Yeah.
This is what podcasts are.
Yeah,
this is what happens when we go political. It gets derailed so fast. To change the subject and steer us away from politics, did you see they discovered a planet in the shape of a potato?
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, then.
How is that surprising?
Ridiculous.
Like, how is that remotely surprising?
It's the first time we've ever discovered a potato-shaped planet, and I will hope it's called Ireland.
Uh,
Yeah, sure, famous for their potatoes.
Okay, but so is Peru.
Never knew that.
yeah, that's basically where potatoes originated.
Ireland isn't known for potatoes, it's known for not having potatoes for a while.
Oh, right, the potato famine. Okay, then let's name the new planet Idaho.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that strong a reaction.
I forgot. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a barren planet or not, so Ireland might be appropriate then.
Yeah.
But it's actually a cute idea. It's a cute planet. It's the most oblong planet, and it's in the shape of a potato.
Oh, is it only oblong because it spins really fast?
They didn't say. It's just weird. It's just shaped like a potato. That's all they've been able to discover from it, and it's all they've been able. That's all they released about it. It was like trending on Twitter, and people were enamored with it.
I found the meme.
Ha 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 ha.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's exactly how I feel, though. It's like, let's see. Judging by these illustrations, it looks like it might just be the fact that it spins so fast that it kind of just gets squished down.
It's just like a. I know it's always possible for like weird shaped planets to exist.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, toroid planets are entirely plausible within physics.
Yeah, they are mathematically correct or mathematically possible. It's just we haven't discovered it yet. And by the nature, by the nature of the universe, if it is mathematically possible, it has happened somewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It exists somewhere. Like, I would just... The idea of a donut-shaped planet. You look up, and if you're in the hole, you look up, and it's like the other part of the planet's up there. It'd be so wild.
Yeah.
And also, like, the typical JRPG style map is technically a toroidal planet. Because in typical JRPGs, right, the maps wrap around both the X and Y axis, horizontally and vertically. And the only way to get that is if it's in the shape of a donut.
Now, other things,
put logic in video games.
Other things that are possible, and I think either only discovered rarely or are purely theoretical, are rogue planets which aren't orbiting anything, and planets orbiting black holes.
I thought we discovered a rogue planet.
I don't know.
I know there's like one past the Kuiper Belt, which would be Planet X Nibiru.
Isn't that technically orbiting our solar system?
But I don't know if it orbits our solar system or if it just cuts through our solar system. They've never really gone into depth about it. It's never entered the solar system. It's just a giant mass outside the Kuiper Belt, and they don't know anything about it.
But that I also said either not discovered or discovered rarely. So yeah.
And black hole or planets orbiting black holes, I know that's definitely possible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because gravity stuff.
Yeah.
I have a roleplay planet that
black holes don't just like suck in everything around them. They have gravity just like a normal star would.
Yeah.
So,
I remember in the game Master of Orion, there was planets that would orbit black holes.
Yeah. I have a roleplay planet that orbits a black hole.
That must be a fucking weird planet.
It's kind of where the Kree came from as a concept. Yeah, so like this planet has bat people that are completely blind because they don't have eyes, and they communicate through echolocation, and they like have these literal echo chamber type deals where they basically just scream their history into the echo chamber, and it's their way of recording history.
It's a really cool concept.
Yeah.
Like, also, like, them being bat people is genius because there's no sun.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually remember that discussion happening.
Yeah.
That was literally the point of it. There is no sun, ergo bat people. Like,
yeah.
I very specifically remember that.
And like, so like, they are basically the same design as the Kree on Protochroma, and same name and everything too. I just kind of ported them in, and so this roleplay world is being mined by people from another world, I guess, and they think the Kree are just animals because they don't look remotely humanoid. And meanwhile, the Kree are like attacking them because they brought these loud machines to mine the planet, and the Kree don't understand what's going on.
Right.
Because they're not terribly advanced. They're just advanced enough to have a written history.
Okay, so that was my next question. It was like, what stage of existence are they in? Like that shit fascinates me.
I would assume like kind of in a tribal stage.
Yeah.
Just out of assumption.
Yeah.
Very early stages of civilization then.
Yeah, like they've begun recording history, and that's about it.
It's such a damn good concept.
Yeah.
It was fun. And this was all like part of a collaborative thing that Nate was a part of as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Humans assume when we go searching for life, we're looking for something that resembles us. Aliens will never resemble humans.
Okay, so not all okay, well there's arguments for both sides, but not all fantasy authors or science fiction authors rather believe that because we have things like fucking Animorphs, where the prominent aliens are giant lizard people, blue centaurs, and slugs. Oh,
Yeah.
and millipedes.
It was
Like, I think the closest
okay.
thing the Animorphs gets to humans would be the Hork-Bajir.
Yeah. Which are the
And-
lizard people.
Yeah. With, like, bodies covered in weapons, basically.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look up a picture of them for
I
Phoenix's
was just
sake.
going along the lines of like when humans go to Mars, they're expecting to find little gray aliens, and if there are aliens there, they might be like sentient rocks
Yeah,
or
so
the meats.
this image is like from an actual Animorphs book. The giant lizard person is a Hork-Bajir, and the centaur thing is an Andalite. And they're like two of the four most prominent alien races in Animorphs.
And also, if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't native Hork-Bajir culture surprisingly peaceful compared to how
Yes.
they look?
They are herbivores. They eat tree bark.
Yeah.
Okay, see, when
and it
you said
was-
lizard people, I wasn't expecting it to be a humanoid dragon.
It's more of a velociraptor.
Still, I was expecting like your stereotypical lizard people.
No, they're not Argonians.
Ah, why is it that the Argonians are just the lizard alien people?
To be fair,
Bethesda.
one, they have feathers, so they're not really that super generic. And
No.
two, they used to not be.
I remember,
Have
like,
you-
and when they first were introduced, they weren't lizards at all, were they?
No.
They're more like
They
fish
had
people.
lizard heritage, but
They were closer to fish people or something.
no, I mean the role behind or the lore behind them, had them as having been descended from lizards long ago. But it looks so stupid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they were like mostly aquatic or something, and then Bethesda decided that this island belongs to the Maormer.
I'm glad they took the Elder Scrolls in the direction it went. Because early Khajiit and early Argonians.
Okay, but they explained the Khajiit.
Okay, yeah, Khajiit they're just a different species of Khajiit, yeah.
more-
that I understand.
Okay, it's not really species, but close enough.
Yeah.
Born under a different moon.
Yeah, it's like different breeds, if that.
Mhm.
And technically, Khajiit may or may not be elves.
Yeah. So one of my favorite ways of seeing Elder Scrolls described is welcome to Elder Scrolls, where the dwarves are elves, the orcs are elves, the humans are half elf, the cats might be elves, but that's debatable.
Oh, sure, that's funny.
Pretty much everything in Elder Scrolls that isn't a human is an elf or a Daedra.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Well, no, Argonians are not.
I
elves.
kind of counted them as Daedra because who the fuck knows what the Hist is?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the Hist is definitely alien. It's implied that the Argonians are just lizards that the Hist was like, all right, you're people now.
But also, like, there's the possibility that the Argonians are the Hist, and at which point we have to consider that that the lizards are trees.
So it's like just one giant hive mind.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
We have no idea.
So,
Or rather, it's implied that the Hist can just, like, activate a hive mind.
Yeah. Which is
basically
interesting.
I understand that. I was going to say basically, so the Argonians are Tyranids.
I don't know what that
Because,
means.
according to the lore of Oblivion, like, during the Oblivion Crisis, the Argonians were able to fend off the invasion. because the Hist basically just activated the hive mind.
I wouldn't mind an Elder Scrolls to go in depth in that.
It's not gonna happen though.
Yeah,
I know.
it's out of the timeline.
And also,
No, I mean like a
games
game
don't
just
like
exploring
to
the Hist.
explore the deep lore of the theory.
No, I just like to make new lore, it seems.
Yeah.
The Argonians are like monstrously underrated in the actual lore. Because you kind of can't have a game take place in deep Black Marsh because most of the races are not able to survive it.
Yeah.
Isn't it like very poisonous?
Yeah, it's like dangerous flora and fauna, diseases that the Argonians are immune to.
That would make a really good game, though. Like, you have to survive.
Yeah, like the furthest that we've gone into Black Marsh is Murkmire in ESO. And no, I do not count Arena because Arena doesn't count for anything.
No.
Arena doesn't count as that's just the birth of Elder Scrolls. I gave us the names
The
and
most
places,
that we
and that's
see Arena being canon is some bits of story and the fact that Fang Lair exists.
Fanglair and the other one.
Scale Collar Peak.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
so like the story behind me mentioning that is Fang Lair and Scale Collar Peak are DLC dungeons from the same DLC in ESO called I forget what it was called. It was Dragon Bones. And yeah, they're well-known dungeons in ESO, well known for being fucking difficult, but Nate was playing Arena when we were on voice call once, and he mentioned that his quest was taking him to Fang Lair, and I was like, wait, Fang Lair? And
At first I had forgotten about ESO.
Yeah, and yeah, his reaction was basically, yeah, oh my god.
Doesn't Labyrinthian exist in the Arena as well?
Maybe?
I mean, it does sound like the name sounds like something that would appear in Arena, doesn't it?
Yeah. Labyrinthian is also in ESO.
I believe
It's like it's the oldest settlement in Skyrim, I thought.
I believe Crypt of Hearts was in Arena as well, which is another dungeon in ESO.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, Arena is basically just a name list, right? It's
Yeah.
Here
Or
are
rather,
the names
okay.
of the races. Here are the names of the places. Have fun.
Nate, can you remember offhand what the relationship is between like Labyrinthian and Sarthal?
Nope.
Okay. Because I am I've never been clear on what exactly is going on there. Like, are Sarthal and Labyrinthian two different places? Is Labyrinthian just the ruins of Sarthal? Is Labyrinthian like an area attached to Sarthal? It's weird.
Is Sarthal the place you find the Eye of Magnus and?
I don't remember, but I do know that it was the human settlement.
Okay, Sarthal. That is Sarthal. That's near Winterhold. Labyrinthian's in the heart of near Whiterun. That's
No,
where
it's
they
in the
take the
Pale.
Eye of Magnus to hide it.
Labyrinthian is in the Pale, so it's closer to Dawnstar.
Right, yeah. And I misspoke. They don't take the Eye of Magnus there. That's where they hide the dude who has the staff that controls it.
Okay, so Labyrinthian was the one with the skeleton dragon, right? Was it Labyrinthian or Sarthal that had the dragon priest mask thing?
That's Labyrinthian.
Okay. These two places just kind of merged together in my mind.
That's because it's the College of Winterhold quest. Everyone who plays just powers through that quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but
it's good the first time you play it. When you're playing it for the 10th time, it's. I'd just rather be doing something else.
Yeah. ESO has those. Funny enough, with guilds as well. ESO.
And
we're still 3 years.
I like how Skyrim effectively retconned the two main guilds in Elder Scrolls lore and just replaced them.
Yeah.
Brotherhood and what?
No. Fighters Guild
Mages.
was made into Companions, and Mages Guild was made into the College of Winterhold.
Yeah, because I remember there was no Companions in Oblivion. There was the Fighters Guild.
Yeah, the fighters and Mages Guilds just do not exist in Skyrim at that time period.
And I'm guessing that goes down or goes back to the Oblivion Crisis. Like,
probably.
I bet it's just because, like,
okay, I think what
fighters
it was,
and mages guilds were imperial things, and so with the empire collapsing, it just can't maintain.
So what I think it is rather than they can't maintain, Skyrim kicked them out because remember the whole point of Skyrim's plotline is that there's a war going on where they're basically trying to secede from the Union.
I'm pretty sure the Mages Guild is mentioned during the quest line for.
It's mentioned, but it's just not in Skyrim.
The representatives are there looking for the. Oh, what are they looking for? Something to do with the fucking orb. I have Magnus.
Yeah, but my point is, they are not joinable. Sorry,
no.
they are not joinable factions.
Right. I don't think the Fighters Guild's mentioned at all.
It might be mentioned offhand, or it's at least definitely in one of the books to explain why they aren't there.
Yeah, I haven't read through every single book, so I wouldn't be able to 100% answer that one.
Very few people have.
And respect to those people.
And if anybody says they have, they're lying.
Yeah. or rather, they've just gone through the Imperial Library.
True. Yeah.
It's the Imperial Library.
It's a website that's basically an archive of all the lore books.
Okay. I know they sell, because I've seen them in Barnes & Noble, like a collection of all the books in one.
Something like that, yeah.
I thought about buying it, but I was like, I could just read this stuff in game.
Or on the internet.
Yeah. Because the Imperial Library is also a website.
Yeah. But, I just
$70.
have never been able to get into Skyrim. For me, it actually is purely the graphics. They make me sick when I'm trying to play. And yeah, I just can't play it because of that.
Which is a shame because Skyrim is an excellent game.
It is a really good game. I'm sure you could mod it to change the graphics.
It's also how the camera moves and everything along with the graphics. It's
I tried looking for a mod for him that changes how the camera works, and I didn't really find anything that was quite good. I think
is it like a motion? Sorry, go ahead.
I think that the best that I found was one that tries to emulate the ESO camera. But yeah, it's basically motion sickness for him.
Sickness?
Yeah, and it's I don't get it with every first-person game, but with seemingly random first-person games, like all the Elder Scrolls games, except including ESO, but not in third person. But
yeah, who? But... Okay, so here's my pet peeve about the Elder Scrolls series. The mainline Elder Scrolls games are clearly made to be played in first person. You can't do that in ESO if you want to have any late game content be remotely easy for you.
Yeah.
Because you need to be very aware of your surroundings. Mm-hmm. And that's only really possible in third person.
How do you do archery in third person then?
It auto aims.
Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't work like it's more of an MMORPG than an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was just multiplayer Elder Scrolls.
Mm-mm.
No.
That is a very bad mindset to go into when it comes to ESO. And that's why a lot of people...
It is an MMORPG that takes place in the Elder Scrolls universe, not an Elder Scrolls game that happens to be multiplayer.
Yeah, so the reason why ESO got low reviews early in its life is because people kept going in assuming that it would be either Skyrim but multiplayer or Oblivion but multiplayer.
I gotta ask both, since you both played it. Have you both played ESO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask this a question then. In both of yours opinion, would it have been better if it was just Skyrim or another type of Elder Scrolls game?
It's not comparable.
No.
Oh, so you don't think it would be better?
Well, I should mention
It's
that
apples to oranges.
if it were just an Elder Scrolls game but multiplayer, I probably wouldn't be able to play it.
Right.
And it also just, like, it's apples to oranges because they're different genres.
Yeah.
It's like asking if, what's a good way to do this? It's like asking if Persona would be better if it was Pokemon style.
No, it's like asking if Persona would be better if it kept more to the roots of Megami Tensei.
I guess, but I haven't played Megami Tensei, so I can't, like... I wouldn't be able to say.
The thing is, you weren't wrong with what you were saying originally, because Megami Tensei is basically just a really complicated Pokemon.
Yeah. I just love how this always just loops back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon, I spent, I think, 3-4 hours catching all 26 letters of the unknown alphabet.
I saw.
I remember trying to do that on Fire Red.
God, I can never imagine.
Exclamation point and question mark.
So I just attempted to cross out something on a physical list of topics with my tablet pen.
Oh.
Jeez.
I don't think that worked, though.
Yeah.
So what subjects do we have left? Oh, we still got time.
Yeah.
This morning, I had a fun interaction with a scammer on Discord.
Oh.
I'm just going to grab the
I saw the
link for
I think I saw
Phoenix's
your tweet of that.
Yeah, it was just like the person unfriended me immediately after I said this, which was funny because that's what made the report spam button appear.
I'm reading that. Wonder why I'm so quiet. They're not very smart scammers, are they?
No. Like, there are so many ways that I could rip into people who try to scam me like this. Like, for example, okay, how did you happen to find a server that I was in if you accidentally reported me? Also, how did you accidentally report me?
Actually.
The first time I got this, I kind of ripped into the guy saying, okay, so, like, you say that Steam is refusing to retract your report, but also Steam doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no. Like when you report somebody, it's just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't even know you could report people on Steam.
Yeah, you can. But yeah, all it basically does is, thank you. You'll never hear about this again.
The next time that I get one of these, I'm probably going to just follow up with, I have a question. Does this ever actually work on anyone?
And they'll just immediately block you and move on to the next person.
Yeah. I did have one guy trying to convince me that it wasn't a scam, and then I just kind of laid into him with all the logic flaws in the scam, and he unfriended me.
Next, if you have all the screenshots for all those previous attempts, the next one you should just send them screenshots of all the failed attempts.
I don't have them, but I will keep this one.
Well, that'd just be funny. Like, here's 3 examples of your idiot friends trying to do the same thing. And like, what are they trying to get you to do? Like, what is the end game of the scam?
It's okay. Basically, they eventually want you to click a link or something to like talk to customer service for Steam itself, which like is not how that would work at all. But it's basically they want to get control of your Steam account.
Oh. They don't sound very smart if they're going about it that way.
Yeah.
I love some of the email scams I get. Those are just silly.
Oh my god, that just reminds me of the one time where I actually replied to one of those scam emails, and like I called the person a scammer just like in passing because I was being like I was doing that thing where I get condescending but polite at the same time. And like the scammer took issue with the fact that I called them a scammer and demanded an apology.
Oh, is it that scammer?
Yeah.
Oh, that one was great.
Yeah, like fucking demanded an apology, and my only reply was lol.
That's one thing I hate are scammers.
Yeah.
My grandmother, when she was still alive, she got this phone call once. Someone saying it was me, your grandson, and I needed money to be bailed out of jail. I was literally sitting across the table from her. And my grandmother, my grandmother, she was a shrewd person. She was clever, and she wasted, I think, a good hour and a half with the person, fucking with
That's
them.
great.
And I was literally just sitting across from her. It's like, oh yeah, my grandson, huh? It was just funny memory. I really hate scammers. That's
Yeah.
I got somebody using an email from, I believe it was a Brazilian university, to try to scam me.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like literally like the university's do not reply email, but they weren't trying to be the university. It was they were trying to be Chase Bank.
Okay.
And they were just using this other email, and like I couldn't reply because I would just be replying to that university's email, you know?
not very smart.
Was there a blind carbon copy on it?
A what?
A blind carbon copy.
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
You don't know what a blind carbon copy is? That's the BCC thing on emails.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah.
Okay. Or
so like
rather,
I actually had to click on it to see where the email came from, right?
yeah.
Like to see the actual email address. I
And
had
sometimes they specify a different reply too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's always funny.
Yeah. I personally love when a PayPal emails me with a random Hotmail account.
Yeah. Amazon too. I get so many.
So do I.
An error has been found with your Amazon account. Please click this link to fix it. Nope.
Like I get that same email, but it's also another version of it. It's like there's an issue with the package you ordered. Click on this to correct it. And it's like I didn't order anything.
Or better
yet.
And
then the title will always be in like 5 different languages.
And
that's always fun.
Even better is when Amazon, quote unquote, emails you to confirm your order of 3 things that cost like $200, hoping that you'll panic and click the link.
See, if I actually got an email that didn't go to spam like that, because I have it, so all those kind of bullshit emails go right to my spam. I would just go to check my Amazon account and see if anything was ordered first before
I absolutely
panic.
Like there's one time that I was really tired and one that claimed to be from Netflix didn't get sent to spam, and instead of clicking the link, I instead went to my Netflix account and was like, oh, everything looks fine. Like I was too tired to immediately catch on to the scam. I think because the email woke me up.
Yeah. I think my favorite one is when a bank emails me about something and it's not even the bank that I use.
Oh my god, yes. It's like I don't even have a bank account. It's like, oh, your bank account's been overdrawn. Okay. When I was in school,
and it's always a ridiculous number, right? Like,
like $3,000, $4,000. Like, okay, I wish.
Yeah.
But when I was still in high school, when I first got my first cell phone, it was a flip phone. Not even a few weeks of having it, I was already starting to get spam calls about my boat insurance being overdue. Damn, I wish I knew I owned a fucking boat.
Yeah.
Now I'm 16 years old, owning a nice yacht. Shit. Doing better than I thought.
Well, I just recently had to get a new phone and number because, like, right after Christmas, for some reason, the phone I have with my dad, like, it suddenly wasn't getting any service, so I just, got a new phone. And some lady named Louise had this phone number before, because I keep on getting calls for Louise.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, especially cell phone places, they recycle numbers. So,
Yeah. I mean, I had to go, when I've got my current cell phone, it was listed as someone else completely, and I had to get it changed through the company. That was an annoying half hour.
But yeah, and I also keep getting scam texts, and I'm just like, oh my god, please stop.
Have you ever gotten a text from your number neighbor?
Yes,
I
lot,
have not.
Actually.
I have gotten it once. It scared the shit out of me, and I blocked the number.
Why?
I don't know. It was just fucking weird. Because I only heard about this. This is literally how it went. I was watching YouTube, and I just saw a video talking about number neighbors and how you should try it out. And the next fucking morning, I have a text from my number neighbor, and I'm like, oh, fuck this shit, no.
Okay, that was clearly just coincidence, but
yeah, weird. And I don't like coincidences, and I don't know who it was. I don't want to know who it was.
I've never gotten a number neighbor text.
I don't get them with text so much as actual phone calls, which is
It's even
also
weirder.
annoying. Yeah. Who calls from a spoofed number? Come on. Then again, like when you call, you can actually get a conversation. If you're spoofing a phone number to text, then you can't actually get any conversation going.
Oh,
which could be better, could be worse, depending on who you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get some old person not good with technology, you want the back and forth, right? Because
okay, yeah, I wasn't aware that we were still talking about scammers because like number neighbors are an actual thing that number neighbors will text each other.
Oh, yeah. So that does link to scams too, because a lot of people use spoofing to spoof number neighbors and then scam using the number neighbor.
I think it's a weird thing. Like, even if it's not a scam thing, I think number neighbor is just weird. Why do you just want to randomly talk to someone you don't even know?
I mean,
because
that's
those people are extroverts.
I'm glad I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
Also, it's like the not so much the thrill, but like the excitement of finding someone who knows what a number neighbor is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's just like these people just wake up and go, I want to interact with somebody today. I don't do that.
Oh, it's like I don't want to get out of bed as it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to interact with people.
Same. And that's like one of the biggest differences between an introvert and an extrovert. Like an extrovert can just be like, I want to interact with somebody.
I like sometimes I could be a social peacock, but other times I'm want to just hide in my shell. It's like I don't want to be bothered with. And it's not like I'm like I am shy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be bothered most times.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's like one of those things. If I don't have anything, to say, then I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
But the minute you get me talking about something I like, I'm not gonna fucking stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, speaking of, one of the topics on my list today is Digimon.
So, why do you want to talk about Digimon?
Because I want to do that fucking Digimon fan game.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it always a
Listen, Giga, I have a bunch of ideas, and like 0.1% of them are actually going to be a thing. So just humor me. But like, I watched that Digimon retrospective, and it made me realize I just want another Digimon story game that actually has more concepts that I like. Because
Yeah.
Cyber Sleuth is good, but it's not. It doesn't scratch the same itch that Dawn and Dusk did when I was a kid.
No, not absolutely not.
Even though Dawn and Dusk are a grindy mess.
I want
I'm
a
sure-
Digimon game that scratches the same itch as the original Digimon World.
Yeah.
Sure, they'll make another one soon
Or a
enough.
You
remake
see,
of
they
that.
tried. They tried to do a remake of the original Digimon World. What was it?
Redigitized.
Digitized? Yeah. To me, it just didn't quite scratch the same itch. I can't explain it, right? It's just like, I'm like, I don't like this as much as I liked the original Digimon World.
To be fair, I think if you played the original Digimon World today, you still wouldn't like it as much as the original Digimon World.
I sometimes go back and play it. I do.
I'm just like thinking back to Picaspri's 2 playthroughs of Digimon World and him realizing it's not a good game.
I'd say maybe about like once a year or so, I just, boot up a PS1 emulator and just play Digimon World. I like it. I know it's a terrible game. You don't have to tell me that, but I love it.
Yeah, I think also just I've always wanted to do a Digimon story-esque thing.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, 10 years later, I have the ability to make video games.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, why don't we just make the video game?
Yeah, like, well, obviously I want to finish Sardonyx before we even think about any other projects, but yeah, Giga, I have a ton of game ideas, and most of them are just never going to be a thing. So just bear with me when I say that I want to make a fan game.
I have so many like Google Docs and spreadsheets of just games I want to make.
Like, if we even if we don't do like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Stardew Valley thing that I was musing about earlier, we could do a Stardew Valley clone. Furry Stardew Valley, I don't know.
No,
Just
it's funny.
make that mod. Okay, listen, I can't draw people.
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
It's funny. Y'all want to design video games, and I'm over here wanting to design board games. Like that's like a secret hobby of mine.
Maybe make a video game that has board games.
Remember that 1 week where I tried to design a Yu-Gi-Oh clone?
That
I do.
tried that
I do.
many
Oh
times.
yeah.
I remember that.
And I
The
got
world
pissed at
needs a new
Shadow
TCG.
because sorry, I got pissed at Shadow because he pointed out an error, or not really an error, but like a bad formatting thing, like 5 hours after I originally posted the card templates, and I had to go redo everything.
Oh no.
Anyway, what were you saying, Phoenix?
I mean, we are in desperate need of a new TCG. That's all I gotta say.
I've heard that the new Digimon TCG is pretty good.
Will have the stopping power to stop Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Magic.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. We need new something that can compete with the big three.
Yeah.
Duel Masters.
Oh fuck! I love that.
So-
I still got the cards for
Why
that.
not?
So, like,
Together
there
in
is
white.
one that is fairly popular, but you don't actually hear about it too much, despite that. And it's not going to compete with them anytime soon. But Keyforge, have you heard of that?
Yes.
I played it. It's fun. So rather than being a traditional TCG, it's more like a DCG, well, no, not DCG, TDG. There we go. Trading deck game.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of collecting individual cards, you collect decks. And each deck is semi-randomized, in the sense that, like, they have, like, there's several, types, or elements, or, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
I think houses is the in-game thing. And they all have different gimmicks between the different houses, and each deck has two. And there's a collection of of cards shared between decks and houses, and each deck is pretty good. And the cool thing is, it comes with like a registration thing, so you can register your deck to yourself, and you can see your stats online. On like how you play and everything. It's pretty cool.
I'm reading about it on the wiki now. It's like a cool game.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird. It's like the whole deck thing is what I'm trying to wrap my mind around.
Yeah,
I'm
it's really hard to explain, but like, most decks are pretty viable. You have some that really aren't, but
like instead of buying packs of cards, you just buy a pack of it. It's just a whole 37 deck.
yeah.
It's all random cards.
Not completely random. Like they're somewhat designed to go together, right? But yeah, each deck will have, like, even decks that have the same two houses will have different cards in them.
Seems interesting, but this is the first time I've ever heard about it. I've never seen any of this stuff in stores before.
I think it's fairly popular in Brazil, of all things, because like I found out about it through somebody who lives in Brazil, and like he's gone to actual real life tournaments with it. So
Huh.
yeah.
Like if I could just wrap my mind around you don't buy packs of cards, you just buy a whole ass deck. I think I would
So
want to try it.
do you
That's
have
not
Tabletop
interesting.
Sim? Do you have the game Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah. No, I don't have that. I've been wanting to buy it though.
There's a Keyforge thing on Tabletop Simulator where you can get real decks and play with them.
That's cool. See, that's why I like
Yeah.
Tabletop Simulator. It has so much possibilities. I know people play Warhammer on it and everything.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a Keyforge thing on Tabletop Simulator, and you can just get real decks, because remember, every deck is registered on their website. So
God, that's
it
weird.
just takes the info from the website, because that keeps track of what cards are in the deck. and you can just use them in Tabletop Simulator.
It's cool.
I
Yeah.
kind of just. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I kind of just want to stick with the card game idea that I had because we actually got pretty far figuring out mechanics and stuff. I just kind of forgot about it for a while because it was a project of the week.
Yeah. Also, I have technically designed not really a board game, but a rule set for Hanafuda cards, specifically for a solitaire game with Hanafuda cards.
Mostly when I try to design a game, I'm just trying to figure out how to make a game I used to play when I was little, like Red Alert, for example, into a board game. Like, how can I turn Red Alert into a miniature war game?
Yeah, yeah.
Models and all that, because like I get these art kicks where I just want to like make things from the video game. It's like, oh no, I got to find up rules for this and how these movement works.
Yeah,
and it just boils down to thoughts and stuff on paper and then nothing else.
Yeah. But the reason that I made my Hanafuda Solitaire is that like at some point I actually bought a Hanafuda deck because I do like the designs on the Hanafuda cards, and you know, but like trying to teach somebody how to play Koi Koi is difficult. So I was like, it'd be cool if there was a Hanafuda Solitaire game. So I looked online, and there were a couple, and they were shit. Like one of the Hanafuda Solitaire games I saw was so easy that I don't think you could even lose on purpose, right? I think it's genuinely harder to lose this one that I saw online than it is to, to win. The other one I saw was basically just choose a random card, and if you get a certain card, you can keep going. And I'm like, no, that's not fun either. So I made a Hanafuda Solitaire game. And like I went through several iterations of it, and I ended up with rules that I liked.
It's always fun designing your own game and stuff.
Yeah.
So I am starting to push 2 hours on recording, and what I want to close with, it's going to be a cold close. Does anyone want to say or promote anything before I read this out?
No? My Ko-fi account, just because like I set it up because people told me to, and then I just didn't get anything on it. And it's like, well, then what was the point of me making this at your at your suggestion if you're not going to interact with it?
The link to her Ko-fi's down in the description below. Anyone else want to plug anything?
I guess it's a no.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah, you know what I always plug. Got anything you want to say?
Giga?
No.
Okay.
Lord.
So I want to close with something, and it's something I hold dear, and I would say I don't hold dear, but I hold close. It's something that irks me on the internet terribly. You can see something with your own eyes, live, unedited, and raw. And the fact checkers will say you saw wrong, you heard wrong, that your reality is wrong. Don't let people think for you. Turn off the TV, log off social media, and just see with your own eyes.